Hi, I'm Francie White. I'm a Feldenkrais practitioner and a somatic experiencing practitioner here in Eugene, Oregon. And today I have another pelvic circle for you. This I think is number 8. Pelvic circles are great for whatever ails you. It's great for back pain, if you're having problems with your feet, your knees, your shoulders. All of this stuff really emanates from having a stable but a mobile pelvis. And so that's what this helps to do. It just kind of helps to make sure that the pelvis can move in all the ways that it needs to be able to move, and then it connects with the rest of us. The other thing it's really good for, pelvic circles is really good for, is anxiety and depression. So it's very wonderful for regulating the nervous system. So here's number 8. And as usual, begin by just checking in with the floor. Just let your body, the floor, take your weight. And just notice how you're making contact with the floor, and this may very well change during the course of the lesson. So bring your feet up to standing to begin, and always start with the cardinal directions for the pelvic circles. You just want to make sure you don't hurt yourself. So let's kind of prime the pump, and we do the pelvic tilt first. So take your tailbone towards the floor and away from the floor. And if you want more instruction on this, there is a 5-minute Felde called the pelvic tilt. So you can do that. So we're taking our pelvis towards the floor and away from the floor. And notice, if you can, whether that impulse is going all the way up to your chin. And many times it might not. You may be holding somewhere in your belly or your chest or your shoulders that is stopping that movement. So just go ahead and prime the pump and let your chin move with the pelvis. And just do that a few times and then pause. And then the next thing to do, the other cardinal direction, is to press on one foot and lift your hip, and then do that on the other side and just rock back and forth. And just see how easy you can make it. Find a rhythm of breath that works with the movement. And again, notice if your head is reflecting the movement of the pelvis. And if it's not, see if you can release your neck and allow your head to move. So once we've done the cardinal directions, just start at one of those points and begin to take your pelvis in a circle to all of these points, and just the idea is to make it as round and smooth as possible. Always stay underneath any level of pain and discomfort. So I mean it. If you are not even moving, the nervous system can't tell the difference. So just do it really, really tiny if you need to. Just trying to see if you can round those square corners and just make it really smooth. And if you run into some little hiccup, slow down. You can even kind of go back and forth around that hiccup and try and see if you can smooth it out. But don't ever judge. If you can't do, when we find something we can't do, we've actually hit pay dirt. We're finding a hole in our movement vocabulary that we can now fill in. And change directions. And it's so funny how one direction will always be easier than the other. Notice you're doing foot circles, you're doing knee circles, you're doing head circles. Your chest, your sternum here is even doing circles. And so let that go. And now here's the perturbation. So take a pillow and take one knee and rest that knee on the pillow. Now the idea is we're going to make sure that this leg is quiet. It's absolutely quiet. So begin by doing this pelvic tilt and concentrate on not moving this, like keeping the tension out of this leg is not going to help with this movement. So all of the movement is coming from the left side on this, the way I'm doing it. So you do the pelvic tilt and then lift the hip back and forth and just keeping this leg quiet so it's not helping. And once you do the cardinal directions, then start to do the pelvic circles. And just notice how you do this. What is now missing in this movement that you're having to work around? You're having to make some kind of adjustment for the fact that this leg is no longer helping. And again, if anything hurts, do it smaller, do it slower, and make sure that you always stay under any level of discomfort or pain. The nervous system cannot learn. Change directions. And just notice how this is going up into the head. Maybe it has changed how it reflects in the movement of the head. And you can even do some variations like turning your head to the side on one side and then turning it to the other side, and just noticing how things change. And you can just play with this movement. So when I do these movements, I'm looking for the places where it is not smooth, where it is not round, and where maybe there's even a little pain. And then I slow it down and I go back and forth through that place. So I'm looking for the places where I need to fill in my movement vocabulary. So obviously you can do the other side, and you can even do both sides. You can get 2 pillows and do this with both sides, and just see how that works too. So that was pelvic circles number 8. And lie on your back afterwards and just see if anything has changed. Thanks for subscribing. And I also have a website that is integratedsoutheugene.com. And I hope you have a great day.